There's a lead generation strategy that used to be everywhere. Used to be the shiny objects a few years ago, and now disappeared. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what that is, right? How some agents are still quietly pulling some high quality leads off that, and how you can take advantage of the strategy to get some high quality leads before the rest of the industry catches up. Okay, so I'm gonna cut to the chase. The type of ads, the type of platform I'm talking about is local service ads. And they used to be the shiny object probably 2 to 3 years ago. Now they kind of faded, but still, like I said, it's funny because a little bit of background about this. I recently rediscovered them thanks to one of my friends. He's in the lawyers, like he's helping lawyers with their marketing, and he was getting amazing results for the lawyers. And I thought like the competition amongst lawyers is even higher, right? So fundamentally, I decided to list the main pros and cons about these ads so that you can decide if this type of ads make sense for you. And then later on the video, I'm going to jump on my computer and kind of walk you through how to set them up. Let's just start with the main pros and cons. I've listed 4 main pros and 4 main cons. So the main pros are, number one, if you're in a market like Peoria, Illinois, where naturally not a ton of agents are competing for that first rank. Like keep this in mind, like local service ads, if you don't know kind of how they look like, they rank your Google My Business page on top of Google. So to run them, you need to have a little bit of like at least like 4 or 5 reviews. Otherwise, you're not gonna find much success with it. Or if your all reviews are all 1 star, again, these people that's the first thing they're gonna notice, right? Oh, this guy's like 1 star reviews or something, whatever. So if you want a hand setting your Google My Business page up, click the video top right corner or go to my channel. It's one of the latest videos I posted about how to set a Google My Business page up and get some reviews to, kind of ramp it up in the beginning. But fundamentally, they're going to show your Google My Business page on top of Google when people search specific words and specific keywords. Like, for example, top realtor in Peoria, Illinois. They're going to show a list of realtors that are paying local service ads before they show other Google My Business pages below that, right? And so that's another way to basically appear in front of people that maybe have like 3,000 reviews and you have no way to compete against. So I'm just saying the market, because that is raw linga, because of course, the lower the number of agents, the higher you're gonna rank without spending a ton of cash. Now, second pro, paid lead program. So fundamentally, it's very straightforward. If you run Facebook ads, you pay per impressions. So you run the ads and you've set them on a budget, let's say $25 a day, $30 a day, $40 a day, whatever. You pay every single day to run those ads, and that's it. Right? And Facebook will try to get as many impressions and to spend as much of the budget you set to get those impressions, right? Here, you only pay after somebody goes on Google, searches for the word top realtor in Peoria, calls you up, and that lead is a good lead. There's a little disclaimer here. When I'm local service ads, there's a ton of people saying, oh, you can dispute the leads. It's true, you can dispute the leads. Google still wants to make money. If you dispute every single lead, because they don't want to sell tomorrow, like Google is not going to send you leads, because nobody, no platform that doesn't exist on earth is going to send you ready people that want to sell tomorrow, because fundamentally nobody cares about you. Everybody cares about making money. So whether Google, Zillow, Facebook, people typically they want to sell tomorrow, they already have an agent, right? And so they're not magic, but people say they have a higher intent because it's true, because people are searching for a specific keyword like top realtor in Peoria. So that's like search intent based marketing, not disruptive based marketing. Like, for example, the Facebook ad where you're scrolling and an ad pops up. Here you're searching for that service, right? And lastly, zip code targeting. The key thing here, again, if you're in certain markets, I'm taking Peoria as an example because it's a good example. Peoria, average market value, $150,000. If you are in a market like that and you want higher commissions, maybe you want to target only higher income zip codes where the average market price is $350,000. But you can do that within Facebook ads, for example, because you can only target a radius. So in markets like that, where there's significant discrepancy in the price of the home that you're selling, these are really good because now you can only show up for searches in those specific areas, therefore excluding all the areas where the market value is $100,000, not going to make max cash, right? Now, the main cons, pretty straightforward even here. Competition, I'm just saying, if you're in Vancouver, it's gonna be tough to rank high. The volume, it can be low in the sense of if you let's say you want to scale up, these are not ads that you use to scale your acquisition up. These are not ads where you pump in like $200 a day to go to the moon and have like feed 20 agents. These are ads that are for you to get some extra high pot leads. And if you're in markets where the average market price is low and you're struggling getting that price up, maybe like with Facebook ads, whatever, these are good to do that. But these are not the end goal, the end strategy. Like ultimately, if you truly want to scale to the level like having a brokerage and having 20 agents below you, you're gonna have to implement pretty much all channels, right? At the end of the day. And lastly, I say two things here: conversion mechanisms and cost to lead. What I mean by that is conversion mechanisms. These ads are not magic. People are going to call you, but if you don't have a way to convert them after they call you up, it's not just they call you and then they want to sell, of course. So you need to take care of the conversion mechanisms behind the scenes. And if you take care of that, these ads, like Facebook ads, like Google ads, like any type of ads, are going to work. If you don't, they're not going to work. Period. So I would say before focusing on any type of ads, I would ask yourself, do you have the conversion mechanisms behind the scenes to convert those ads? And if you want us to help you out with those conversion mechanisms, click the link below and book a call with my team. We'll see if we can help you out. Fundamentally, I made different videos about that. Like my first two videos were all about conversion mechanisms and follow-up systems. I just made a video recently, follow-up 101, because that's the key. It's not the ads, it's the conversion, right? Everybody has some leads in their pipeline. It's the conversion. And the last con, is cost can be high in the sense of if you are used to maybe running Facebook ads, the cost per lead is going to be way higher depending on the market. If you go in markets where like Vancouver, LA, Miami, the cost per lead might be like $70, $80 per lead. And some weeks it might be even higher. So you like all you need to do is just test, right? The cool thing about these ads, if you test, you don't risk nothing. Worst case scenario, you get a lead. You see that lead was worth $70. You get a couple of leads. You see if they're actually worth the money you're paying for, and then you determine if that service works for you. That's how you're going to test it. Now we're going to dive into how to set them up. I'm going to jump on my computer. Okay, so the first step is to Google local service ads. You land on a page, click on one of the first links, you land on like a page like this. And then one of the main pros, like as I said, right? While I walk you through how to set them up, I'm going to also walk you through the main pros and cons. One of the main pros is that you have a free credit to claim the first time you start running them. So you can pick between the 500, 1,000, 1,500. If you can spend 1,000, like 750 per month, that's the most convenient one by far. But either way, you can pick whatever one you want. Let's say I claim the offer A. I can claim that now. And you can brought to Google Ads page, and then fundamentally you have to add your billing information, and then you'll just go to billing, and in the billing section you see like an icon called promotions. You click on promotions, and you'll be able to see whether you claimed the credit or not. Keep this in mind. The best thing to do is set aside some time to do this one time, because the more times you like start and quit, the more likely maybe something will happen with the credit. You won't be able to claim the credit, whatever that is, right? So to reduce the risk, just do it one time. So now I'm gonna walk you through kind of how to set this up in terms of like how to sign up, how to verify, and all that jazz. Kind of how to like what to do. Now I'm gonna go to one of my clients' accounts, and you're gonna find me there in a second. Okay, so I'm inside my client account, and for privacy, I'm gonna blur out any personal information, his address, and all that jazz, because that's not good. But aside from that, I'm gonna walk you through kind of what we're doing. So we're setting this up, right? And that's a good example. So as you can see here, you see budget and bidding. Now, essentially, what this is, you're gonna be able to pick your bidding strategy. I always recommend manual bidding, max per lead, and that way you'll be able to discover what the real cost per lead is. Because fundamentally, Google is gonna tell you, okay, like maybe you can expect $50 cost per lead, but then maybe the cost per lead is $20. And since you don't pay until you get the lead, you can play with this. And worst case scenario, you don't spend money. So, job types, what I recommend is like, or what I learned, right, is never pick more than 2 or 3 job types, right? I would say 2 or 3 max. Here, for example, we picked the most valuable ones, right? For him, he's a seller agent. He wants to be a seller agent, wants to get in front of our sellers. Therefore, we picked luxury properties and seller agent, right? As the job types. Now with photos, here this is kind of a demo, right? Kind of demo, like walking you through how we set it up. So photos, you add, most people overthink this, right? The most important section here is your headshots, not actually your photos. Photos, what's really good is if you have high quality photos for your listings that you maybe sold a little while ago, maybe a luxury listings, they work really well. Maybe like with a particular lighting, maybe at night, sunset, whatever. And then the headshot is the most important one. There's a little trick I'm gonna show you here in a second, where you fundamentally can, if you Google now real estate agent in Miami, you'll find the same category. Like you find like 20 different real estate agents, right? But fundamentally, the key here is that you can stand out with your headshot by simply changing the background. Most real estate agents, maybe they have like a white background. What I really found works really well, what I learned, right, this is a little trick my guy who was doing this for lawyers told me, is that you can add a green background to your headshot to make it pop, right, fundamentally. But here, this is really important. This is a mistake I see oftentimes people make, and this is the key. Always disable message leads. The reason being is that you don't want people to be able to message you, because typically those leads, while they're cheaper, their quality is going to be way lower, and again, you pay per lead, right? And also disable direct business search. That's junk. But fundamentally, with the service areas then and business hours, you just have to adjust. Oh, another thing with the service areas, a mistake I see typically people make is that they go too narrow within the service areas, and then don't get enough traction with it. But fundamentally, this is the profile and budget setup. Now, a few other things you can do. Of course, there are other things that you're going to take care of with the setup. But this is just an overview, right? If you want it in depth, right, walking you through like kind of the little secrets behind these ads, I can do like an in-depth guide. This is just an overview, right? The main things, the main mistakes to avoid. But fundamentally, right, I think you need to take care of is business verification. That's what I'm going to cover now. And so to do that, that's the first icon at the top. You go at the top, business verification, and fundamentally you'll be brought to this page, verification portal. And I'm going to blur out like some information now, but fundamentally you have to link your Google My Business page. You have to decide bidding and budget, billing information, then feature professionals. You have to add your real estate license, right? I will always apply for Google Screen because that's better than Google Verify. Google Screen it takes a little longer, but I was always apply for this. And then you have to submit your insurance details, so fundamentally proof of insurance, real estate agent's license, customer reviews. That's basically linking your Google My Business page. And lastly, you get an email to verify your identity, right? Now, the main thing with these ads, right? I made a ton of videos about it, are the conversions mechanisms behind the ads, okay? And also, there are other settings, and it would take probably like an hour to walk you guys through everything. I just want to cover the main thing. So the main thing, you need to verify your business, avoid the things I mentioned earlier. And then also another thing, like this is the main pro about this, you pay per lead. So fundamentally, always remember to set the budget, the cost per lead as low as possible. Then you start and you ramp it up week by week, right? Worst case scenario, you don't pay for the leads, right? Now, I'm gonna break down the main cons with these ads, right? Because I broke down a few pros, like the fact that you pay per lead, the fact that the quality is higher because these people are searching you on Google, right? So that's not bad. They're searching you maybe like top realtor in Miami on Google, so the intent is typically higher. That's why I said if you want high quality sellers, this is a really good way to get them. Especially, this is another pro. If you're in a market where the average home price is pretty low, right? Let's say Peoria, Illinois, whatever. Like the average market price is like 150K, and you only want to work with homes that are above 450, 500K. This is it, because fundamentally this fixes the problem. This fixes the Facebook ads problem that you have nowadays, that you cannot target zip codes. You cannot target high income areas, whatever that is. And so maybe if you run Facebook ads in a 100K market, you're gonna get 100K homes, and you're not gonna make really a ton of money of it, right? And so this is it. That's why, like for this guy, like he's in a market where there are certain areas where the home price is like 350, 400K, but other areas like 100, 150, right? So of course, he wants to work with there, so he makes more money at the end of the day, paid on commission no matter what. And the level of effort required to sell a 150K home is still like not that far from the level of effort required to sell a 400K home, right? But you just make a ton more money, right? Now, the main cons, the first one I would say is the fact that fundamentally the problem with these ads is that the volume can be low, like really low some weeks. So it's like the volume is pretty low, right? And I would say also like another, you could say con of this is that the cost per lead can be high if you're in really competitive markets like Vancouver, Toronto, Miami, whatever that is. It's really good if you're in like low competitive areas. That's really, really good. But still, if you're in competitive markets, most likely a ton of realtors using it. Therefore, cost per lead is going to be higher, right? But that being said, I would say the worst thing that can happen if you try is that you get a few leads and you see for yourself how they work. So I would say if right now you're completely lost, you don't know where to start, at least you're getting some leads, right? Maybe with the Facebook ads, if you're completely a beginner, you don't know where to start, you're not going to get any leads, and maybe you might spend $1,000 on ads, right? But if you want me and my team to help you set these ads up, and so that you can, actually, make them work and set up the conversion mechanisms behind the scenes to not only generate the leads in the first place, but like actually get the listings, click the link in the description. You'll be brought to the book a call page. You can book a call with me or my team, one of my team members, and we'll walk you through how we work, what we do for our clients, and if you're a good fit, we can work together.